dirt, no rest for the real. Still spine straight, I'm a soldier, no chill. Snakes in the grass, they creep and conceal. 20/30 vision, better sharpen your steel. We won't stop, I won't quit. Stand for the truth, no counterfeit. Real ones rise, let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies, let the darkness live. Echoes in the swamp, whispers in the wind. Legacy to build, can't let the devil win. Cash rules the weak, but my soul don't bend. 20/30 knocking, better cleanse that sin. They want us to sleep, but the light stays on. Fake smiles, fake friends, all of them gone. Cages of comfort, we breaking out strong. Roots in the south, but the fight's lifelong. We won't stop, I won't quit. Stand for the truth, no counterfeit. Real ones rise, let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies, let the darkness live. Prepare for the storm, skies turning gray. The wolves in the suit got dues to pay. From the ashes we climb, no time to delay. The real ones prepare for the judgment day. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ARP in the morning. I'm your humble host, Wise. I appreciate you guys pulling up this morning. I hope all is well with you guys. Grace and peace to each and every one of you guys. Praise the Lord. Today is the day that the Lord has made. And hey, I am extremely excited. I'm very, very happy to be here with you guys on this fine Tuesday morning. We got to get things kicked off properly. Because I just found out that it is Candace Hall's birthday today. So y'all make sure, I know y'all already doing it because that's how we do. That's the kind of chat, that's the kind of family that we have over here. Y'all make sure y'all show her some love in the chat. Happy birthday to you. You know, hey, you got to let us know how old you are. Is it the 21st birthday, 25th birthday? Is it the 30th birthday? Which one is it? Appreciate you guys pulling up, man. We have a good show today. Appreciate you guys pulling up. But before we get started, obviously, you already know what time it is. I got to show some love to my folks in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button for me. Make sure you share this video, share this stream with someone that needs to see this. And what else was I going to say? Oh, and if you're watching on X, God bless you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. So let me show some love to my folks in the chat real fast. And y'all make sure y'all wish Candace a very, very happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you supporting what we're doing over here at ARP family. God bless you and wishing you many, many more. Shout out to Zephyr K9. First person in the chat early this morning. Shout out to Little Rock 2517 and Lori Oddison. Y'all make sure y'all follow Lori Oddison's instructions. Says happy Tuesday, everyone. Please remember to hit that like button on the way in. What's going on, Hunter? How you doing this morning, brother? Appreciate you. You know he always gets things kicked off with a Bible verse, so we want to make sure that we get that read. And thank you, Hunter. I appreciate you, brother. Says, fix these words of mine in your hearts and minds. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 18. Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Soul Driver. Shout out to Sin55. And I appreciate the kind words. I do. Thank you very much. I appreciate you pulling up and supporting what we're doing over here. Thank you very much, Sin55. Shout out to Marla. Thank you very much. Shout out to Kylie Simon. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. What's going on, Chris Shovit? Appreciate you. Shout out to my brother Malachi. He came through this morning with the Bible verse. What's going on, Malachi, man? Grace and peace to you, brother, out there on the road. Y'all make sure y'all keep him lifted up in prayer out there. He has Psalms 46, verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Absolutely. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you, Malachi. As always, stay safe out there on the road. What's up, Sugar Shane? Appreciate you. Big Job Forward in the building. Shout out to you. Queen Chloe in the house. Shout out to you. What's up, Carol Reyes? Y'all make sure y'all show Carol Reyes some love. She is a new mod on the channel. And as soon as I see my sister Dion, she will get that same designation. I've been waiting on her to pull up. I hadn't seen her this morning, but when that happens, when I see her, we will make it happen. Thank you very much, Carol Reyes. You've been rocking with me for a little minute, so I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. What's up, Billy W? Donald Lovejoy. What's up, Hadassah Inspires? Thank you very much. Appreciate you pulling up this morning, sister. Who else we got up in here? We got Nelly in the building. Appreciate you. Mama Sunflowers Cottage. Appreciate you. Little House in the Dale. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. What up, Mark Galvin? Tennessee in the building. Nashville in the house. Shout out to you. What's up, Amber Young? Appreciate you pulling up. What up, Aon? How's it going this morning? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, Angela Montgomery, New Jersey in the building? Shout out to you. Thank you very much for pulling up this morning. Who else we got up in here? Let's see. All right, we got Melissa in the building. Aloha. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. We got JW in the building. Shout out to you. Grand Rising, Omega, grace and peace to you. Appreciate you. Who else we got up in here this morning? NP Ray in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning, sister. What up, Angel R? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Fergie Code. Appreciate you. C. Bergie in the building. Candace Hall, what's going on? You got a lot of love this morning. Sacktown in the house. Shout out. Pam Westcott, appreciate you pulling up. KK Montero, appreciate you. What up, LJ? How you doing this morning, sister? Latrice Harris, appreciate you pulling up. Lithonia, Georgia, in the building. Shout out to you, Latrice. That was my old stomping grounds. I'm from what those. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I grew up on the east side, Stone Mountain, Lithonia, Decatur. My grandma lived out in Decatur, right off of Snapfinger. You know what I'm saying? We lived in Lithonia when we first moved to Georgia. That was where we first lived at, and then we moved over to Stone Mountain. And we kind of lived right there on the border of Stone Mountain and Decatur. Back in the day, my parents, they still own a home. And you know, my little brother actually lives out that way now. Actually, my brother and my cousin. That is the family house. It has become the family house at this point. You know, shout out Steve Edminster. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, brother. Buffalo in the building. Just let it be known. Hey, we coming for you. We will see you again. We will see you again. You better know it. What's going on, Lil Pete? Appreciate you pulling up. Toy Mafia in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. What up, Chad Winstead? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Marcy Richards in the building. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Red Bucks. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Barb Blake. Thank you very much for pulling up. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Christy and Mike. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you. Diani 2 Reyes. Hopefully I pronounced that properly, or hopefully I did that. What up, Fred Wagoner? Appreciate you pulling up. Thank you very much. What's up, Leslie Aaron? Good to see you this morning. AK Bauer, appreciate you pulling up. Christopher Jackson, what's going on with you? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I think I saw Cool Ramon up in here. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, Sue B? Got a lot of Tennessee folks up in here. What's up, Tia? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you. Charlie Fortenbaugh, appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. We got Donnie Mae in the building. Iris Owens, appreciate you pulling up. DeSarah Wyatt, hopefully I pronounced that properly. If I didn't, put it down in there phonetically so I know how to do it the next time. Thank you very much. Appreciate you pulling up this morning, sister. Hey, Candace Hall, you are absolutely right there. God is good. And all the time. Y'all know, hey, let me know in the chat all the time. Thank you very much. What's up, Kristen Knight? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Okay, 62 years young. Okay, I see you, Candace. All right now. We got to embrace it. I think so many people, you know, they act like they don't want to get old. I mean, the opposite of not getting old is not living. So every day, every minute, every hour, every week, every birthday that we get, you know, on this planet, you know, we should be thankful. You know, we should be thankful and we should embrace it. You know, I'm looking forward to 46. Lord willing, I'm looking forward to it. It's a blessing. You know, I'm looking forward to this whole thing. Completely great. Completely great. Embrace it. The wisdom. The wisdom. All right. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get the show started. I'm gonna make sure I don't miss anybody. Luke McCain and TW, appreciate you. What's up, Gerard Caswell? How's it going, man? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. All righty. What's up, Don Thomas? How's it going this morning? Appreciate you. Kathy McGinnis, Southern California in the building. Shout out to you. Junior Ray, appreciate you pulling up this morning. Jennifer Freeman, appreciate you pulling up this morning. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you guys pulling up this morning. What's up, D Jones? How's it going, man? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Nadia Russo, appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. My guy Kenny Cooper in the building out in Stonecrest. Yeah. See, when I remember when Stonecrest was just a thought and it was just the mall. And then they became incorporated. Stonecrest wasn't a thing back in the day. What's up, Fred Wagoneer? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, Renee Suzanne and Michelle? How y'all doing this morning? Good to see you guys. What's up, Kristen D? Appreciate you pulling up. Is it Ryan Stegall? Oh, Covington, Georgia in the building. Okay, I see you. All right. Is that Newton County? Okay. That's what's up. When I come out there, I'm normally on that side of things. You know, my folks live out in the Rockdale, Henry County, that on that side of things, you know, out that way. You know. All righty. Waiting to see Dion. I didn't see her in here this morning. Shout out to Lori. Is it struggling reading this morning? Is it Rapier? Hopefully I pronounced that properly. Thank you for joining the ARP family. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you. And thank you for the $10 super chat as well. God is good always. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Appreciate you guys. What's up, Chuck Hutton? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Appreciate you. If you could do so, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit that like button for me. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. Shout out to all my ARP family members. And if you are an ARP family member and you have a chat that you want me to read, just use the member chat function and it will get read. And it also lets us know how many months, you know, or how long you've been a member of the channel. What's up, Amethyst Angel? Grace and peace to you as well, sister. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. And thank you for pulling up on the show on Friday. I think that was Friday. It was either Thursday or Friday. That was phenomenal. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. And thank you for your contribution, you know, to what we're doing over here at ARP. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. All righty. So again, like I said, hit that like button, super chat, super thanks. Greatly appreciated. Obviously, you can buy your brother a coffee if you'd like to support the channel in another way. The Cash App's down there as well. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for pulling up this morning. And we're going to get the show started. We're going to get the show started. So without further ado, let's go. Oh, wrong one.
You want to say why you're here, what Charlie Kirk meant to you?
He was my idol. Like, I remember watching his videos, wanting to be like him. Like, I would just see the way he would debate, and he would stay calm while the left was just yelling at him, and he was just so nice about it. And then they hated him so much because he knew he was right, but they just didn't want to admit it. So they ended up hating him, and they just killed him for it.
What's your name? How old are you?
I'm Bryson Levy. I'm 14.
Man, God bless you, bro. Where are you from?
I'm from here, Oakton.
Man, I pray a blessing on Bryson. This whole generation, Lord, raise them up. Give them extra strength, extra power, wisdom, and favor, Lord. I just pray your angel armies go with Bryson everywhere you go, brother, that God makes you a man, a warrior for this generation, my man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Amazing young man. You can tell, I coached football for a long time. I coached middle school football, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade football for the better part of about, 13 or 14 years or so. And I got to say, when I would meet a young man, and I did coach, I had two on different teams. Actually, one team, I had two young ladies on my team. And then, there was a couple of teams where we had one young lady on our team. But typically, when you meet a young man, you can almost decipher if dad is around, if dad is in the home, if dad is playing a vital role in his life. You can almost decipher it by the way they speak, the way they carry themselves, when they shake your hand, if there's eye contact, when they're communicating with you, if there's eye contact, you can tell. And you can tell that young man is being raised right. You can tell. Young Bryson Levy, man. Let's keep this young man lifted up in prayer. And there's a lot of young people that are showcasing themselves as one, followers of Christ. There's a lot of young people that are in high school that are giving their life to God right now. This is happening. This is happening. And this was before last week and what happened, with Charlie Kirk. This was before that. But you're seeing it more and more manifest itself out. We talked about it yesterday, how many, the amount of young people, that are attending church services and things of that nature, getting in their Bibles more. We talked about that yesterday, and it is phenomenal. But this young man right here, Bryson Levy, a young man who saw Charlie Kirk, not just as a political figure, but someone, as a role model, a mentor, someone who embodied the values of truth and calmness and resilience in the face of adversity, which brings me to something profound that happened yesterday. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it, but Vice President J.D. Vance held a special event in honor of Charlie Kirk. And, it was a moment that underscored the gravity of this loss and the urgent need for action. It was a powerful reminder that Charlie's legacy is not just about mourning. It's about mobilization. It's about mobilizing a generation to stand for what's right. But how did we get here? How did we reach a point where one side thinks violence is not just acceptable, but necessary? Well, we got to take a listen to what the vice president had to say. Again, hit that like button, share this stream. Let's keep going.
Usha and I left Charlie's family and Charlie's remains in Arizona. I read a story in The Nation magazine about my dear friend Charlie Kirk. Now, The Nation isn't a fringe blog. It's a well-funded, well-respected magazine whose publishing history goes back to the American Civil War. George Soros's Open Society Foundation funds this magazine, as does the Ford Foundation and many other wealthy titans of the American progressive movement. The writer accuses Charlie of saying, and I quote, "Black women do not have brain processing power to be taken seriously." But if you go and watch the clip, the very clip she links to, you realize he never said anything like that. He never uttered those words. He made an argument against affirmative action as a policy. He criticized a specific Supreme Court justice as an individual. He never said anything about black women as a group. He made an argument for judging people of all races and backgrounds by their own individual merits. The very evidence she provides, this hack of a writer, shows that she lied about a dead man, and yet she wrote it. An esteemed magazine published it. It made it through the editors, and of course, liberal billionaires rewarded that attack. Now, of course, even if Charlie had uttered those words, it wouldn't mean that he deserved his fate. But consider the level of propaganda at work. Charlie was gunned down in broad daylight, and well-funded institutions of the left lied about what he said so as to justify his murder.
Let's pause there for a second. Let's pause there for a second, because this is who they are. This is what they do. They lie about what we stand for, and the danger, in that as well. I mean, we've seen the danger in it. But going forward, the left is about to have a huge cognitive dissonance problem when it comes to Charlie Kirk. They'll have no theory to explain, their own observations while also keeping their worldview intact. As more stories of who Charlie was and what he did comes to light, the left's going to have to face a brutal truth that no, he wasn't some fascist. No, he wasn't some bigot or racist. No, that wasn't the case. Will they accept the truth, or will they double down? Anyway, I want to continue. I want you guys to see this, because J.D. Vance, who I think will probably be our next president, I thought he did a phenomenal job yesterday.
Now, the most important truth Charlie told is this: that long ago a man, begotten, not made, came down from heaven, and by the Holy Spirit was incarnate of the Virgin Mary and became man. For our sake, he was crucified under Pontius Pilate and suffered death and was buried and rose again on the third day. Charlie believed, as I do, that all the truth he told flowed from that fundamental principle. I really do believe that we can come together in this country. I believe we must. But unity, real unity, can be found only after climbing the mountain of truth. And there are difficult truths we must confront in our country. One truth is that 24% of self-described, quote, very liberals believe it is acceptable to be happy about the death of a political opponent, while only 3% of self-described very conservatives agree. 3% is too many, of course. Another truth is that 26% of young liberals believe political violence is sometimes justified, and only 7% of young conservatives say the same. Again, too high a number. In a country of 330 million people, you can, of course, find one person of a given political persuasion justifying this or that or almost anything. But the data is clear. People on the left are much likelier to defend and celebrate political violence. This is not a both sides problem. If both sides have a problem, one side has a much bigger and more malignant problem, and that is the truth we must be told.
I mean, if you just think about history, you think about history and you think about the assassinations and who did what. Even if we just go back, 5 or 6 years or so, and we think about the riots and everything that happened. I don't know how they can say both sides, but I'm glad that J.D. Vance said what he said, because this isn't a both sides problem. I mean, over the weekend, I didn't see it. And if anybody has any video, please send it to me, because I didn't see conservatives looting. I didn't see them torching cities. I didn't see them rioting. I didn't see it happen. I didn't see any of that transpire because of Charlie Kirk's untimely demise, his assassination. I didn't see it happen. If anybody has any video footage, please send it my way. I'd love to see it. We'll cover it right here on the channel. But I didn't see it. I saw people getting together to pray. I saw people getting together to, for vigils. I saw people getting together singing songs. I saw a lot of love over the weekend. I didn't see it. Even we saw the protest. There was a Jesus protest over the weekend out in Texas. We saw the march out in Australia. We saw those folks out in South Korea. I didn't see it. I'm just saying, I didn't see the looting, the robbing, the burning of cars, burning down buildings. I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. I mean, there were vigils held honoring this man's life, and that was pretty much it there. It was a lot of peace. It was a lot of love over the weekend. That's what I witnessed. And that's the difference. If someone from the squad got shot, I'd be angry about that as well. I would. I'd be angry about that as well. We would pray, for, the individual. We would also pray, for their families. And I think all of us here would say that senseless and uncalled for, not warranted, irregardless of, how crazy some of the things that they say. I don't agree with majority of the left's agenda. To be honest with you, I can't think of one thing that I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. But I don't want to see any of those people harmed. None of them. None of them. I have family members that would consider themselves liberals. I don't want to see anything happen to them. I have friends as well. One of my best friends is a liberal. And we have conversations and we can have civil discourse, but that's still my brother. That's still my guy. We've known each other since middle school. I don't want to allow our differences of opinions, you know what I'm saying, and our political differences, you know what I'm saying, to break up our friendship. And we have conversations. My wife always says, why do every time y'all get together, because we don't live in the same state, so we don't see each other as much as we used to. But my wife would say, why every time y'all get together, y'all always get to talking, and next thing y'all know, y'all get to talking politics, and y'all get to, and y'all are debating. But I'm like, babe, it's civil. Do we get the fisticuffs? No, it's civil. We have a difference of opinion. Now, I always like to tie things right back to the word of God. Typically, he can't refute that. But that's still my brother. I still got a lot of love for him. And I don't want to see anything happen to him. Nothing. And I feel the same way about any other person that's out there that is on the other side, of the aisle politically or in their thinking. Even those that are not believers in the word of God, that are not followers of Christ, I don't want to see anything happen to them. I would hope that you repent, you know what I'm saying, and find the truth, the way, and the light. I would hope that you do that. But I don't want to see anything happen to you because you don't believe what I believe or what so many of us believe. I don't want to see it. But there's so much hate that you hear from folks on that other side of things. There's so much hate over there. I don't even know how you can operate like that, to be honest with you, man. I wouldn't want to operate, in a way where I wake up hating someone on a day-to-day basis for whatever the reason may be. It takes entirely too much energy to hate. Seriously. Entirely too much energy to hate. But I want to be honest here. One side has normalized political violence. One side has normalized political violence. When you call everyone who disagrees with you Hitler, it doesn't take long for someone, it doesn't take long before someone thinks that they're justified in pulling that trigger. This is a cultural problem. And it's not random, it's not a random troll on Twitter problem. No, the left has built a permission structure fed by the mainstream media, academia, and activist groups that excuses or even celebrates violence until it explodes. Until it explodes. I mean, look at the record. Trump surviving an assassin's bullet by less than an inch. Steve Scalise nearly killed on a baseball field. And now Charlie Kirk, one of the most influential conservative activists, of this generation, gone. Violence doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's incubated. It's rationalized. and it's cheered on. And who's doing the curating? Who's curating this? The very people who call half the country fascists, treat the flag as the enemy's uniform, and laugh when conservatives bleed. And that's the ugly truth. That is the ugly truth.
We're going to push it. We're going to see how far we can push it. I was not kidding when I said, if you were going to get the job done, there were two better candidates. And furthermore, when that happens, and it will, it will, not only will we be insensitive, that'll be the least of your worries.
I can't take much. I can't take any more of that. That's demonic. I know you have a lot of people out there that would say, hey, God's not real. The devil's not real. We're watching it. We're looking at it. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it. They're out there. And the thing is that not only are they out there showcasing themselves online, it really concerned me, because there were things that I saw that happened at churches over the weekend, especially with some of these pastors out there. And I'm debating on if I even want to cover it, but I think I am, but in a separate video. We understand that there are, demonic individuals that sit in pews, in the church. And a lot of these folks may know the Bible. They also said, the devil knows the Bible better than, a lot of folks, in these churches. That was a evil individual right there. And there's a lot of these people. But I'm also a firm believer, like I said yesterday, and I've been saying on this channel for quite some time, that when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. And at that point, you make a decision to stay around them or remove yourself away from them. That particular individual, man, I have no other words for this other than demonic. I can't say anything else about it other than, just demonic. But imagine how many more like her are out there, just ticking time bombs. And this is just online. In the mainstream, they're already downplaying the severity, of the situation, implying the administration is overreacting to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. They're already trying to downplay it. I mean, these are some wicked, evil individuals. That they are, man.
And I think the point as well is, rarely have we ever seen an administration, and not just the president, but all of his top aides, the vice president included, act or react to a moment like this in such a deeply personal way. And that's what I think, to me, has been so striking to see, the way that he ordered flags to be flown at half-mast. He is going to honor Charlie Kirk posthumously with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I mean, these are things that are a very different response to what we've seen in other cases like this. Mm-hmm. I think part of it, too.
Other cases. Like the guy we celebrate on MLK Day every January. Or when George Floyd died, the murals and the gold caskets, the national addresses and the renamed streets, Nancy Pelosi kneeling in a kente cloth. Really? Really? Y'all never seen anything like it before, huh? Come on, man. It's crazy. Because when you have a conservative leader killed and the government responds with dignity, you cry overreaction. I got it. And the response, the responses, man, they get even worse. Over on CNN, their pundits are confused about the assassin's ideology as if there's something to be confused about here, as if it's not pretty clear. I mean, these are some sick individuals, man. Seriously.
Heard different things about his ideology. He wasn't a registered Democrat or Republican. He may have been a Groyker, which is a follower of Nick Fuentes, who's on the right. But I'll say this, it shouldn't matter. This has happened to Democrats. This has happened to Republicans. The shooters were on both sides of the extreme. And so what should matter is that we should all come together to, one, tone down the rhetoric, and two, keep our events safe, and three.
Hey. The mental gymnastics of these people, man. Seriously, there's got to be some sort of punishment for spewing lies on national TV. I mean, watch how they play it. They frame the White House as the problem for saying out loud what everyone can see. The energy behind the agitation, the riots, the flag burnings, the open contempt for the country overflows overwhelmingly from the left. And then, they manufacture a false equivalency. Toss out, a handful of cherry-picked incidents and demand the president deliver a performative sermon about healing. Healing without truth is anesthesia. It numbs the pain long enough for the rot to spread. And the rot is the left-wing political culture that rewards cruelty toward conservatives and calls it justice. Every time a conservative is targeted, the same script unspools. Step one, insist the shooter might secretly be far right to muddy the waters. Step two, pivot to both sides and blame the rhetoric of the victims. Step three, when public celebrations of the murder surface, teachers, bureaucrats, TikTok clout chasers, cast them as free speech martyrs instead of moral failures who chose to cheer on a killing. I mean, these aren't isolated trolls. They are products of a media academic complex that treats conservative lives as less than, and then hides behind euphemisms, when they get called out. They always find a way to blame anybody but themselves. It's like they throw the rock, hide their hand. Throw the rock, hide their hand. You guys got to see this right here, man.
I think that liberals need to wake up and finally realize that if they're not willing to do it, it will never come down. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Every time he's in office, this happens. People joked about when Biden came in, it was so boring, nothing was going on. 7 out of 10 of the largest protests in American history have happened under Donald Trump. Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second come down. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Every time he's in office, never come down. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Every time he's in office,
this guy is a scumbag. Goodness gracious. I'm surprised nobody cut him off, but it is free speech. Hey, get a chance to say what you want to say. This dude said that if you wanted Charlie Kirk alive, Trump shouldn't have been president. That's what this dude said on the Piers Morgan show. I mean, think about that. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. His logic is simple. Conservatives deserve death unless we hand over power to the left. That's not analysis. That's extortion dressed up as politics. And this is what happens when the left's influencers and network platform voices that call conservatives Nazis and terrorists and subhuman, words become permission. Punch a Nazi, turns into, shoot a Republican. They condemn violence in theory and then spend the rest of the day justifying it in practice. And spare me the lecture about J6. Seriously. The same media that called months of arson mostly peaceful now claim moral authority. And when the left is the victim, they demand sweeping moral verdicts. When the right is the victim, they demand silence and unity with the very people cheering on our dead folks. And meanwhile, CNN frets that the White House hasn't issued a big enough kumbaya statement while ignoring leftists celebrating Charlie's assassination. And when conservatives point that out, it gets flipped into both sides spin. Both sides. Congressman Tim Burkett, he said it plain. The agitation, the contempt, the rhetoric that dehumanizes opponents, it's overwhelmingly coming from the left. And he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right.
Turning point. I've seen from many saying that it should be expected to start from the leaders. It should be expected to start from a president of the United States to move forward and bring that temperature down. If he is not going to, what do you do with it? What do you do about it?
Well, what do you all do with it? You keep putting it out. If you all truly wanted this to change in the media, at CNN and other places, your editorial board would say, we're not gonna put this stuff out, but yet you continue to put it out, and that continues to stir the base. Man, we had a hearing last week on UFOs.
I'm creating a conversation, and I have been, and I take pride in the fact that we do bring the temperature down on this program, and I'm definitely redoubling efforts to do that now.
We're gonna pause it right there for a quick second. We're gonna come back to it. Because CNN, they tried to bring the temperature down. That's what she said. CNN tried to bring the temperature down. Really? Tried to bring the temperature down. Explain this right here.
Hurt people. What happened was horrible, but it becomes an opportunity for people to jump on bandwagons. And then for someone like Charlie Kirk, he should be ashamed of himself. No one mentioned the word race, white, black, or anything except him. What people mention is the horror of what happened to this young woman.
You know, media ecosystems which profit from outrage and which pump out outrage and that is part of the algorithm. You know, you have influencers on all sides of the aisle, but we've heard, you know, very well-known ones on the right. Even one commentator on Fox News talking about war. When you hear that word being used, war, what do you say?
Like we're in a war right now to save this country, and so you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
Yeah, whatever's necessary. That's what he said. They're not going to stop lying. Even now, they're not going to stop lying. They will purposefully, goodness gracious, I can't talk today with these braces, ignore the wrongs of their side and only highlight the framing of these issues how they want to. Tim Burkett, he's absolutely right, man. The calls for unity, they're all fake and everyone knows it. But let's continue.
The words of the president in order to bring about conversation with an elected member of Congress. That's not trying to stir, that's trying to have conversation. And that's trying to ask you what you thought about it, rather than have you come back and attack me about it.
Well, ma'am, I'm not attacking you. I'm just letting you know that you all need to look within at CNN if you want to continue down this path, because clearly your ratings show that. And the conservative movement is showing that they're not watching you because of that. If you all truly had some objective reporting instead of constantly attacking conservatives and Republicans, then there would be a change, I think. But there's not going to be a change. You all don't want to change down deep. Maybe you do, ma'am, but I dare say that the vast majority of your colleagues do not. They do not come from the conservative spectrum. They see this as just as a Republican type situation, and it is absolutely not. You're seeing as much or more on the left than you are from the right, and this is just down that same road once again. And it proves my point that this will never change.
Yeah, but making broad brush statements about any group of people or vast generalizations when you are not involved in any internal discussions within this network or any other network is also not moving the ball forward in a positive way. Congressman, thank you for your time. John.
Notice the anchor's reflex was to wave it away, you know, with the list of incidents on the other side, and then demand an abstract call for unity from the president. But unity without truth is just pressure to lie. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just pressure to lie. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest about the double standard here. If a prominent left-wing figure had been assassinated and the suspect clearly acted from political hatred, no one in the press would be preaching both sides. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. You know it. I know it. We all know it. But when conservatives are the victims, the same voices say, hey, don't name motives, don't trace ideology, don't demand accountability, just lower your voice. Don't speak on this. Meanwhile, you have teachers, professors, public employees, military members posting celebrations and rationalizations online. When some of them face the consequences, and there they are facing the consequences from their employers, the same crowd suddenly wraps itself in free speech absolution. They all of a sudden love the Constitution and they love free speech all of a sudden, as if cheering, a political assassination from a workforce or workplace tied account were consequence free. I mean, here's the blunt reality. Assassination culture is fashionable in the left's activist subculture. You can see it in the glee, when Trump was nearly killed last summer. You can see it in the smirks, the memes, the too bad the bullet missed comments, the cable news, host laundering conspiracy theories to undermine the reality of the attack. You can see it, in the campus crowd that treats violence, as catharsis. In the city halls that excuse riots, and in the editorial boards that translate raw hatred into respectable prose. They hate you, and the mask slips every time a conservative dies. So what now? First, refuse the gaslighting. Refuse it. Name the motive, name the ideology, name the pipeline from dehumanizing language to dehumanizing action. Second, stop letting the same media arsonists pose as fire marshals. If they want the temperature down, they can start by condemning their own side celebrations of murder without hedging, and by deplatforming the serial dehumanizers that they keep booking for ratings. Third, demand consequences. If you use a position of public trust to applaud political assassinations, murder, homicide, whatever you want to call it, you're unfit for that role. That isn't censorship. That's just standards. And I'll end, where Charlie began. The truth anchored in something higher than politics. He believed that ultimate truth exists and that it demands courage. Courage to call evil by its name. Courage to hold the line when the mob howls. Courage to bury a friend. Dry your eyes and keep fighting for a country that must never make murder part of its politics. We can argue policy all day long. We can argue policy all day long. But if one side keeps feeding a culture that cheers when the other side's leaders are shot, there's nothing to argue about. There is only a battle for the moral floor. That's it. Hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. A couple super chats I want to read. Thank you, Caitlin, for the $10 super chat. She says, please read 2 Timothy today. It's 4 chapters. It's exactly on time for us to hear. God bless you, all the bold in Jesus. Thank you, Caitlin. Appreciate my brother Hunter. Been a member for 4 months. Thank you very much. Says, if the roles were reversed, they would call for our unaliving for even mocking a Democrat in the same boat. Needlessly, we are not as evil as them. Yeah, and honestly, Hunter, man, if the roles were reversed, you wouldn't see a bunch of people online celebrating this. You wouldn't. That's not who we are. That's not what we do. Thank you, Caitlin, for the $2 super chat. Says, look up the name meaning of Charlie James Kirk. Thank you for the super chat. And shout out to Ed Marr. with the member chat. Says the spiritual war has become more obvious, and God is responding through His people. And thank you for being a member for 15 months. Thank you, Ed. God bless you, brother. Caitlin with the $2 super chat says, "Free man, warrior, supplanter with Force Church." Thank you. Hunter with the $5 super chat says, "There's no both sides. We have proven it. Left did riots with BLM and Floyd. We held vigils and prayer services for Charlie. We are not the problem." Yeah, you're absolutely right there. Thank you guys very much. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you guys. We're going to keep moving on because, I want to talk about what's going on out there in Memphis. It's not just about words, man. Not just about words, but it's about actions. It's about protecting our communities, our families, our way of life from the very forces that seek to destroy them, which brings us to another critical story that's unfolding right now, one that shows just how far we've come and how much further we need to go. President Donald Trump has announced the deployment of the National Guard to Memphis, calling it a replica of his crackdown on DC. Let's get into it. Hit that like button, share this video, share the stream, all that good jazz. Do that for me if you mind. Thank you guys very much.
A person is 4 times more likely to be murdered in Memphis, Tennessee today than in Mexico City. It's been, and Mexico City is not a cakewalk. It's been overrun with carjackings, robberies, shootings, and killings. There were 249 murders, 429 rapes, 5,616 burglaries, and 12,522 violent assaults in just the last little while in 2024 and in pieces of 2025, where it's actually gotten worse until recently when we sent the FBI down to see what the hell is going on. Last month, a vicious thug carjacked an elderly woman parked at the movie theater, dragged her out of the car, and body slammed her into the pavement, where she is still trying to recover. Probably won't be successful. So we're not going to allow this kind of savagery to destroy our society anymore. We're stopping it.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. President Trump has announced a new target for his National Guard crackdown, and this time it's Memphis, Tennessee. In an appearance on Fox and Friends, he made this announcement. Trump made it clear that both Memphis Mayor Paul Young, a Democrat, and Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, a Republican, were on board with the move. Let's take a listen.
We're going to Memphis. Memphis is
that's the next city.
Deeply troubled. And the mayor is happy. He's a Democrat mayor. The mayor is happy. And the governor, Tennessee, the governor is happy. Deeply troubled. We're going to fix that just like we did Washington. I would have preferred going to Chicago. We're going to Memphis. Memphis.
All righty. So, president said that they're going to Memphis. But you got to, said the mayor was on board, but once he got in front of the cameras, you guys got to see this guy, man. Goodness gracious. He's got a lot of heat, a lot of pressure, but once he got in front of the cameras, he quickly distanced himself, saying that while he wants federal resources, what Memphis really needs are more officers, more case support, more funding to help local investigations, not soldiers patrolling the streets. You guys, you can't make this stuff up, man.
I did not ask for the National Guard, and I don't think it's the way to drive down crime. However, that decision has been made.
Shelby County's mayor planning next steps.
All Memphians are against seeing individuals, military fatigues, semi-automatic weapons, and armored vehicles on their streets. I'm going to explore litigation.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee says he's been coordinating with the White House for months on basically a plan that will bring the next phase of Operation Viper into effect. It's an ongoing mission that he says has led to the arrest of hundreds of the most violent offenders. And the next step brings the Tennessee National Guard, the FBI, State Highway Patrol, and local police into this next stage, Brad.
I did not.
Oh, man. Oh, man, I tell you, man. Governor Lee, on the other hand, he gave a far more open-ended statement saying that, everything is possible and nothing's off the table. That's what he said. And among Memphis residents, opinions are split. Most locals say that the guard, can't get there fast enough, pointing out that the crime has spiraled out of control. Most. Give me a second here. There we go.
And it's just so dangerous that you can't get out of your car, you can't go to the grocery store, you can't go to the market or the service station. So yeah, I want to see the crime stop. And if the National Guard is going to stop the crime, bring them on. And it's just so dangerous that you can't get out of your car, you can't go to the grocery store, you can't go to the market or the service station. So yeah, I want to see the crime stop. And if the National Guard is going to stop the crime, bring them on.
Now, Memphis is the murder capital of the country. It is the most dangerous city in America. It is a blue-led city in a red state. It's a blue-led city in a red state. I went over this, a couple weeks. Hey, none of you guys have been alive since the last time Memphis had a Republican mayor. Memphis is dangerous. So much so that the Memphis Grizzlies are like, hey, we need to move up out of here. The Memphis Grizzlies are talking about moving to Nashville. They want to stay in Tennessee, but they're talking about moving to Nashville. That's how dangerous it is because it's not safe for the players. It's not safe for the people who go and attend the games. There's a lot of people that, the good folks in Memphis have actually moved to North Mississippi. They may work in Memphis, but a lot of them live in Mississippi, right across the state, because it's right there. This is real. And you have people out there saying, nah, we don't need troops and we don't need this, that, and the third. We don't need it. Now, what's really happening here is Trump is pulling what I'd call a pump fake on the Democrats and the media. For weeks, the speculation was that he'd send the guard to Chicago. That's what the press was obsessed with. And while he did launch ICE operations there, the guard never showed up. And instead, while Democrats spent their time crying about Chicago was safe and pretending crime wasn't the problem, even as dozens of people were shot over Labor Day weekend, for example, Trump flipped the script. He shifted the focus away from blue state strongholds where Democratic governors would likely block him and zeroed in on blue cities within red states. Because here's the truth. In red states, Republican governors are willing to work with them. And that means that the guard actually can be deployed where it's needed most. And the first city on the list is Memphis. Again, Memphis is the most dangerous city in the country. And to be honest with you, it's not really close. Memphis is a Democrat-ran city in a red state. And according to statistics, again, it is the most dangerous city in America. Memphis is not just dangerous by American standards. It's ranked among the top 50 most dangerous cities in the entire world. I don't know if y'all heard me. Memphis is ranked in the top 50 most dangerous cities in the entire world, across the entire globe. Memphis is ranked in the top 50. They have nearly 50 murders per 100,000 people in recent years. 50. Just think about that for a second. We have an American city ranked right up there with some of the most violent places across the globe. That is extremely unacceptable. Y'all heard this young lady right here. I want to replay what she just said.
And you know, it's just so dangerous that you can't get out of your car, you can't go to the grocery store.
It's a city so dangerous you cannot go to the grocery store. You cannot go to the grocery store.
You can't go to the market or the service station. So yeah, I want to see the crime stop. And if the National Guard is going to stop the crime, bring them out.
Yeah. Yeah. No American city should ever be on the top 50 most dangerous cities in the world. No American city should be on that list. And I appreciate President Trump stepping in to change that. And he's made it clear, if it takes the National Guard or even the military, then that's what it's going to take. And of course, Democrats are already crying foul. They're already crying foul. Dude, I'm a firm believer, folks, I'm a firm believer, you let people talk long enough, they show you exactly who they are. These Democrats do not care about Black Americans. They don't care. They're not willing to do anything to keep the people safe. They're not doing anything to improve the educational system in these cities. Think about it. They're adding Planned Parenthood, offices and buildings all throughout these places. The Democrat Party wants to see Black America extinct. And what's really sad is that you have Black people that are on board with it. That's what's really sad. Listen to this fool.
Deployment of the National Guard in American cities.
Well, I think that whenever you are looking at an authoritarian regime assert itself, that whatever they're talking about is not actually what they're talking about, right? So crime in this case is just the prelude in order to be able to normalize the militarization of American cities. And the more that it happens, the more people get used to it, so that if it is deployed at scale, and we know that there are people around the president whose fervent wish is to declare martial law sometime in the next 5 or 6 months, as they continue to roll out this militarization on streets, that they normalize that for everyone. And that's the point. And that's why I think that when, Democrats and others get caught up in talking about crime statistics, that's not it. You have to frame the issues for what it really is, which is about a power grab by a singular individual and the ideology behind him who wants to overturn democracy. Crime is not a federal issue. It is a local issue. That has been the case since the founding of the Republic, and this is just another violation of those norms.
And the Memphis Police Department just revealed data showing overall crime in the city is actually at
Now, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. I'm not even going to go down. I'm not going down that road with y'all. Y'all know y'all know what that was. Y'all know what it was. But here it is, another city that throws out there that, crime statistics are down. Crime's down in these cities. Come on, man. A power grab. This is what they said. Trying to stop crime is now a power grab. I got it. I'm telling you that these people, they want to see the complete obliteration of Black America in this country. They want to see it. Hey, box these folks into these communities, let them shoot each other up. We're gonna put Planned Parenthoods in these communities. Hey, we're gonna let them terminate the pregnancies before those babies get an opportunity to even get a sip of air. We're gonna go in these communities and we're gonna tell the women that, hey, this is an option. And the dudes that we do catch, we're gonna lock them up and throw away the key. In these Democrat cities, man, they're getting Black folks coming and going. and you have black people championing it. That's the concern. That is the concern that I have, because they're acting like these places aren't dangerous. They're acting like it. The brother Nick Shirley, and I don't know, I was thinking about doing a reaction to it, but Nick Shirley was in Chicago maybe 2 weeks ago. Hey, I hope that dude has some really good life insurance. He needs to get some security. But this dude was in Chicago on the, I think he was on the west side, and he was hanging with some gang members out there, or some dudes that are in the streets or something along those lines. And they were talking about how crazy it is. Now, I'm one of those kind of people, I'm not trusting, the statistic from police departments, because what we do know is they are known for juking the stats to make things on paper look better than what they actually are. But yeah, the people will tell you, nah, it's crazy. Just like, the older woman that told you, like, hey, you can't even go to the grocery store. You can't go get gas. You got to be in the house at night. And the crazy thing is that you have people that are saying, hey, we don't want these communities safe. We don't want them safe. And the dude comes out there and says, send us money, no different than what Brandon Johnson did the other day. Hey, send us that $847 million. You're not a good steward with the city's money. What makes you think we want to send you $847 million for you to be a piss poor steward with the national taxpayers' money? Why would we do that? You're not a good steward with the bread you got right now. I can't believe that these people said that stopping crime is a power grab. And we all know how much that we cannot trust the crime data that comes from these daggone mayors and from these daggone police chiefs. We know it. Other figures and left-wing commentators, they're framing this as abuse of power and a racist attack on black communities by saying, hey, we want to put some folks in the communities to make people straighten up and fly right. They put the National Guard out in D.C., and it was the first time in 35 years that they didn't have a homicide in the city. 35 years. But that's racist, keeping black people safe, keeping black folks from shooting and killing each other. That's racist. That's the Democrat Party for you, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Democrat Party for you.
And if it was beyond our capacity, sir, then maybe we would call for federal help. But so I don't understand what's different. It wouldn't have anything to do with the fact that Memphis is a largely black municipality, would it?
Yeah. So Memphis is the largest majority black city in the nation. It's something that I wear as a badge of honor, and I think it's something that we should be proud of. I will say that Governor Lee, certainly he can speak for himself, but I will say.
And if it was.
That's all fine and dandy. Memphis, the largest black municipality in the country. Okay. It's the most dangerous city in the country, and it's one of the top 50 most dangerous cities in the world. Are you not embarrassed, Mayor, that your city tops the country as being the most dangerous in the country and is amongst the top 50 most dangerous cities? Are you not embarrassed by that? I would be embarrassed. There's nothing to be proud of there. I would be embarrassed for my city to be on that list, and I'm not doing anything about it. These people are angry that the president is cracking down on crime in cities that are majority black, like Memphis. But here's the hypocrisy. These are the same commentators that claim to be pro-black, while at the same time arguing against policies that would actually protect black families from violence. If you're really pro-black, if you're really for black America, black Americans, you should want the streets safer. You should want criminals off the streets. You should want kids to be able to freely walk to school without fear. They should be able to freely play at the playground. without fear of being shot. Parents should be able to send their kids off to the playground and play without fear, of someone, coming through, spraying up the block and potentially hitting one of those babies. But instead, they'd rather protect the Democrat agenda. They would rather protect the Democrat agenda than protect Black lives. That's what this boils down to. And it's exposing what a lot of these so-called leaders really care about. Mayor Paul Young, he's in a tough spot himself. He didn't ask for the guard. And he said so. But he also knows it would look terrible for him to openly reject the help in what is statistically the most dangerous city in America and one of the top 50 most dangerous cities in the world. Just take a look at what people on the ground actually think about the guard coming in. The people want this. The law-abiding citizens want this. I've been saying this on this channel for quite some time. I've been saying it, since we've been talking about this. There are a lot of really good people in these neighborhoods. I was once a kid that lived in one of those neighborhoods. Wanting to just be outside playing with my friends. We played everything outside: football, baseball, basketball. We used to run up and down the street, ride bikes. I was one of those kids in those communities. It shouldn't be controversial to say, hey, it's crazy, we need to fix it. It should be controversial. Grandmas should be able to go to the grocery store without fear of being carjacked or robbed. Grandma should be able to go to church on a good Sunday morning and without fear of getting her crown shot off. Your mom, your dad should be able to go get gas at a gas station without fear of being robbed or catching a stray. How do you jump out here and say, I am proud that I am the mayor of the largest, Black municipality in the country, when it's unsafe for the Black people that live in that municipality? And it's not every Black person in those communities. It's a small subset that terrorize the people in those communities. We should not be protecting those people. Those aren't the criminals aren't the people to protect. This upsets me, man. It upsets me.
The owner of Centro Hispano, a Latino tax service in Hickory Hill for 15 years, is excited the Guard is coming and not worried about ICE.
We're grateful for the National Guard coming. As far as crime, that's more affecting us than immigration.
The owner of Centro Hispano, a Latino tax service in Hickory.
She said the crime is affecting them more than immigration. Yeah. It upsets me, man. It upsets me because I have family members that still live in some of these communities. Even where I live at today, I live in a fairly, nice neighborhood, but I don't live too far away from some of these communities where, you hear on the news, someone, being killed, robbed, carjacked on a day-to-day basis. It shouldn't be the case, man. It's really sad, man. It upsets me. It really does. Because you have somebody trying to do something to fix it. Because what we do know is that the Democrats, they have zero interest in solving these issues that are in these communities. And there are some major issues in these communities that no one wants to talk about. But We'll see, if this mayor goes along with it. We'll see. I mean, to an extent, he's basically forced to because that's what the people seem to want. The governor supports it. The president supports it. Ordinary citizens are begging for relief. They want the street safer, even if that means you got to bring some National Guards. You got to bring some more federal resources in there. And we're not just talking about money. We're talking about boots on the ground. The people want this. The business owners want this. The NBA team, the Memphis Grizzlies, they want it. They were just talking about how unsafe it is for their players and how they were thinking about moving. Meanwhile, you have Democrats in the media spin this as some kind of dictatorship, talking about authoritarianism and white supremacy, instead of facing the basic fact: Memphis has become too dangerous to ignore. And what's the left's so-called solution? Just cut more checks, more money. They say, don't send the guard, just give us millions of dollars for our social programs that we can launder, into these quote unquote nonprofit organizations. But we've seen that movie before. They take the money, they blow it on these super woke pet projects that don't reduce crime, but it fattens the pockets, of certain politicians. It fattens the pockets of certain, folks out there, who own these or run these nonprofits. Because a lot of people don't understand, man, these nonprofits, man, you only gotta give, I think, 5% of your funds, that you bring in. You only got to give 5% to whatever the cause is. The nonprofits, man, these 501(c)(3)s organizations, man, there's some of the biggest rackets in the country. I ain't gonna say some of it. It's the biggest racket in the country. These projects, man, they don't deduce crime. They fudge the statistics and then demand more money. It doesn't solve anything. You can't pour money into crime-ridden neighborhoods without first cracking down on the criminals. Businesses won't survive, opportunities won't grow, and families won't feel safe until law and order is restored. And that's why the president's move is so significant. By targeting blue cities in red states, he's not only addressing crime where it's out of control, but he's also showing up in Democrats. He's also showing up the Democrats who claim red states were the problem. They said, hey, look at the crime in the Republican areas. Okay, bet. Let's look at Memphis. I said that from the rip. I said it from the rip. Tennessee, red state. Memphis, blue city, super dangerous. Send them there. Hey, how about you go to Jackson, Mississippi next? How about you look at some of these places down in Louisiana as well? New Orleans, there's a few of them. Yeah, so the president is saying, you know what? Yeah, we'll start with the Republican governors. We'll start there with the Republican governors who have cities that are been blue no matter who for quite some time that are very dangerous. Let's start there. And I appreciate the fact that he's starting right there in Memphis, the most dangerous city in the country, one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Democrat-run cities inside those Republican states, I'm 100% for it. And what's the response? What's the response? The same people who beg for focus on red states are now crying racism because they never actually wanted solutions. They just wanted something to talk about. They just wanted their talking points. They don't want solutions. They don't want these cities, to be safe. They don't want black people to receive a solid education in these cities. They don't want these folks to be safe. They don't want the crime and the murder to come down. They don't want that. It disrupts their ecosystem. They don't actually want that. These people just wanted the talking points. But here's the bottom line. This is a genius strategy by the president. If Republicans can clean up these cities, making them safe and livable again, then it's not only beneficial for the states and the people who live there, but it's also a huge win for the GOP nationally. If conservatives, if they can prove that conservatives can deliver where liberals have failed for decades, it would be huge. So while Democrats, they whine, complain, and cry about a dictatorship, Trump is actually taking action. He's doing the work. He's doing what leaders are supposed to do, which is protect the citizens, clean up the cities, and restore law and order. And for Memphis, a city drowning in crime, that crackdown, man, for a lot of those people, man, it can't come soon enough. It can't come soon enough. And I am for certain there will be a lot of people that will be thanking the president. They will be praising the Lord that they can actually just breathe again in these cities. They can do basic things. Think about this. So many of you guys don't live in these types of communities where you rolling the dice every time you go and get groceries. You rolling the dice every time you go get gas. You rolling the dice. We take it for granted that you don't live in one of these communities that you could get hit upside the head and be robbed just for doing something simple as making a quick run to the grocery store, or to the 7-Eleven or Quick Trip or whatever it is around your way. We take it for granted, man. I mean, it's wild in a lot of these places, man. I got a couple super chats to read, and then we're going to get ready to get up out of here. Thank you to Reverend Ernie. Rev Ernie, thank you very much for joining the ARP family. Appreciate you. Malachi with the $2 super chat said, dude looks like a lady. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, LJ, with the $10 super chat says, you can feel the uprising of real demonic activity in the last couple of years. The divide between good and evil is more pronounced. God is dividing the wheat from the chaff right now for a reason. Yeah. These people are showing themselves. They're not even hiding it anymore. Thank you, LJ. Malachi with the $2 super chat says Jackson, Mississippi, then Detroit, then Memphis. I don't know. Is Michigan a red state? I can't remember. I think it might be one of those purple states that kind of flips back and forth. Shout out to Lil Rock with the $5 super chat. Says places like Bmore and DC won't keep you safe and will take your gun rights away from you at the same time. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to E-Big with the $50 super chat. Says, thank you very much, man. God bless you and your channel. You have provided me hope and comfort in a difficult time. Thank you, E-Big. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to Little Rock with the $50 super chat. Says, E-Big making me look bad. Y'all wild. Shout out to Natasha gifting 1 ARP family membership. Thank you very much, Natasha. God bless you. Shout out to Lil Rock joining the ARP family as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys pulling up, man. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do that for me. I really appreciate you guys pulling up and rocking with me this morning, man. God bless each and every one of you guys. I really appreciate you guys. I want to make sure that we show some love to new mods in the channel and in the chat. Shout out to Carol Reyes, new mod today, and to my sister D Maria. Thank you very much. Thank you, and shout out to all my blues: Zephyr K9, B, T.A. Caskey, Brett Montgomery, Lori Addison, and the newbies, Carol Reyes and D Maria. Thank you guys very much for helping to keep things peaceful in the chat. I appreciate you guys rocking with me and supporting me. Thank you to all the ARP family members. Appreciate you guys. And you know what? I forgot about, I'm sorry, Michelle. Michelle and Renee Suzanne. Thank you very much. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to all my blues. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you all. Shout out to all my ARP family members. Thank you guys so much for supporting what we're doing over here at ARP. I really, really appreciate you guys. I don't know how many of you guys are new, how many of you guys been rocking with me for a long time, but I've been at this, since, wow, I guess it's at this point in September. So a year and 9 months. And I got to say, man, that you guys have been a blessing to me. To see you guys pull up in the morning in the chat and, to see, the support, and love that you guys show me on a day-to-day basis, man. It is a blessing. It's truly humbling. I don't take it for granted at all. And I'm extremely, extremely blessed, by you all, each and every one of you guys. So I really, really appreciate you all for supporting me and supporting what we're doing, over here. And my wife, she says thank you as well, because she watches the show. Sometimes she watches it live, but she normally watches the replay. And I'll go upstairs and I'll hear my voice and be like, oh. So I'm thankful, to one, have a beautiful wife that supports me, God-fearing, that supports me and supports, what we're doing. And, is 100% in lockstep, with what I'm doing. And, I appreciate that. So, baby, if you're watching today, whenever you do listen to this, just let it be known. Greatly appreciate it. I love you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys very much, man. Hey, we'll be back at this thing tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate you guys, man. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. You guys take care, man. Peace.
We won't stop. I won't quit. Stand for the truth. No counterfeit. Real ones rise. Let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies. Let the darkness